2008, that is a joke. Just as an FYI. In 2008, Mark was hired as a contract speaker for Making It Count. Mark spoke to students across the state about the importance of getting an education. Mark has been involved with Toastmasters for the past 15 years and has enjoyed conducting motivational speakers and training. Mark has and his wife relocated to Sacramento in 2000 and originally was from Southern California. In 2006, while attending UOP, Mark was told by an instructor to pursue a career in public speaking. That was a defining moment for him. Now there is confirmation for that direction for Mark to go into. Speaking was what he was born to do. And with that, I would like for you to give a warm welcome for Mark, because this is truly a treat for you. Mark Thompson.
And before we begin, I want to thank Camille and everyone who made this event happen. If we can give everybody a round of applause. Now today, we're going to talk about dreams. Yes, your dreams, my dreams. And I have a question for you. By a show of hands, how many of you have ever been talked out of a dream at one point in your life? Yes. But I think the bigger question is, why? Because I was talked out of my dream. And I had to ask myself, why was I talked out of my dream? And I didn't realize I was talked out of my dream until I got to about 40. And I was doing the things that society says was successful. I got married, I bought a house, I had a nice job. But something was missing. There was no passion for life. That was missing. And as I look back in my childhood, I grew up like any other person. I had a mother and a father. My mother worked at a bank. My father worked at Sears. He was a TV salesman. And I had the things that most kids had. And again, we had a lot of TVs in our house because my dad was a TV salesman, so we had black and white TVs everywhere. But I was like any other kid. I played rock'em sock'em robots. I wore those tuxskins with the patches in the knees. Remember those? Tuxskins with the patches in the knees. Yes. But my favorite thing to do was on Saturday. You know what happened on Saturday? Wide World of Sports. How many Wide World of Sports people remember that show? On Saturday. Come on. Love that show. But there was a person on that show that I would definitely want to see every week. His name was Howard Cosell. We all remember Howard Cosell. He would interview Muhammad Ali, George Frazier, George Foreman, and I just loved his charisma. There was something about him that I just truly enjoyed and aspired to be. You know, when I was 8 or 9 years old, I looked at him. That's what I want to do. I want to speak with the microphone one day. That's what I want to do. That was my vision of my life, to speak. But I was just a little kid, little kid with crooked teeth from Gardena, California. How was I going to do that? That was for some other kid. That wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. See, at that point in my life, and even in my young adult, I didn't really think that I mattered. Now you say, what does that mean, Mark? You don't think that you matter? Well, I think I mattered to my family and maybe friends and coworkers, but did I matter in the world? That was the question that I had to ask myself. And was I doing anything to make me matter? The root of it is, I didn't believe that I mattered because I wasn't doing anything. And if I didn't believe I mattered, I didn't believe my dream mattered. And that's what allowed people to talk me out of my dream. I didn't place any value on the dream. There was no value for me on the dream. By a show of hands, how many of you have awards, degrees, pictures, trophies on the walls of your home or work? How many of you have awards on the walls? I'm sure all I do too. Now the award itself is probably not that valuable, just what it costs. It is the value that we put on the award makes it valuable. See, that's I didn't put value on the dream, my dream. I wanted to speak. I didn't put any value on that. I didn't put my dream on the wall. So if someone wanted to talk me out of my dream, they could do that very easily because I didn't value it. I wouldn't fight for my dream. If someone says, Mark, you can't do that, you're just a skinny little kid, you can't speak to anybody. Okay, you're right. I wouldn't fight for the dream. And last, I didn't think it was possible. Didn't think it was possible for me. Not at all. I didn't see anyone in my life, in my family, that was living with passion. I love my mom and dad to death. They did everything they could do for me, but there wasn't a passion for something in life that I could pull from. No one that I could see was speaking how I wanted to speak. So it wasn't possible. I didn't see the possibilities to do that one day. So there I was, talked out of my dream. Didn't have value. It wasn't possible for me. And I didn't matter, really, till the morning. Until I probably hit it. I'm in school, and my instructor comes to me and says, Mark, after a talk, you should pursue public speaking. So I began to dive into that. I began to invest into that speaking. I joined Toastmasters. And you know what? As I gave that gift, I started to believe that I mattered now. People said, Mark, you can do this. I felt as though I mattered. I began to place value on that dream. It was valuable. I was willing to fight for the dream. I began to surround myself with people, friends, that were doing the thing that I wanted to do at the next level. Because I could see greatness. See, I'm a believer that in order to be great, we got to see great. And I was able to touch that greatness. I finally had the belief that I could make a difference in this world. I could make a difference. I'll be honest with you, there is no one in the world at this present moment that could talk me out of my dream. This is what I was born to do. We all have gifts. We all have talents. But it's imperative on us to grow those gifts because the world needs your gift. They need the book that you're going to write. They need the business that you're going to open. They need that. But no one can do it but you. Your dream grows when you decide to grow your dream. It's truly up to you. Your dream has value. And I close with this. We are given seed, sun, dirt, and water. Now, we can play in the mud if we want, or we can get into the business of growing our dream garden. Until next time, this has been the Mark of Motivation, reminding you that every day is a day to make your mark.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Did we all enjoy that? Okay, so I understand you started work at the age of 12.
I did. I was the youngest guy in the class. I worked in the plant for 12 years, and I'm here in Sacramento for 30 years. I was the youngest.
Okay, thank you. Okay, with that. So, dreams. How has Toastmasters helped you get to your dream?
Oh, without a doubt. And again, this is just how I view it. I've been a member off and on for the last 15 years, and I'm a believer of this, that when we come to Toastmasters, it is a tremendous opportunity for us to grow whatever the dream is. But we've got to have a reason why that we come through those doors. Whether you want to speak in church or start a business, because there's going to come a point in your life where you're going to have to be able to communicate effectively about your dream. And I think Toastmasters is the vehicle to do that. I always talk to new members coming in, okay, what is your why? Why do you want to be a Toastmaster? What is it I'm bringing that why or that purpose with me. So I think it's important that whatever we do in Toastmasters, we bring our why.
Thank you. So how will it help us in our jobs?
The dream.
No, the Toastmasters.
Oh, not without ending. See, all these skills that we learn in Toastmasters, I think one of the hidden, I say, secrets, so to speak, maybe diamond in the rough in Toastmasters is table topics. And those get bypassed, sometimes. But, we think of the speakers and the evaluators. But the table topics, being able to present yourself in a moment's notice. Let's say you got on the elevator with someone you always wanted to meet. What would you say? You have 30 seconds. What would you say? And those are the skills that we learn in Toastmasters, these impromptu skills. See, they do have value. And even on interviewing, practicing those skills, we think, well, when we go on to an interview, that it'll come to us. It is like anything in life. It's practice. We look at LeBron James shoot a 15-footer and makes it most of the time. But what we don't see are the 200 shots he did in practice. We don't see that. We only see the 3 he made in the game. Toastmasters is where we practice those free throws, practice those moments.
Well stated. Thank you very much. Portion of our afternoon where we have an evaluator come and make remarks on our speech, and I'll be introducing Matt Peterson, and he will explain his role. Matt?
Thank you, Camille. Fellow Toastmasters, yes. Each Toastmaster meeting, somebody gives a prepared speech, and that's followed up at the meeting. We give an oral and written evaluation. So basically, you give positive feedback on how you can improve yourself, your speaking, right after the meeting. And so I'm going to give an evaluation of Mark's speech. And Mark's experienced speaker, what he did well is notice that he moved the lectern back, came up to the stage, came up to people. This draws the audience in. And then he asked the question, how many people have had a dream taken away? And so people raise a hand, that draws the audience in. Later, remember wide world of sports? Right hand. So that all draws the audience in. So Mark had a great message about dreams. You're losing your dream. We all have dreams as children, right? My dream like being an astronaut. Am I an astronaut? No. Right? So we have dreams that we want to be and what we actually are. So how do we fulfill the dreams? We still, as adults, should have dreams. And so he went through the process in fact, and he did very well. He had a great message. He used the whole stage. Notice that he's walking around here. This is great, getting the audience involved, using the whole stage. But one of the improvements he can use is a lot of time you're facing over here to the left. So you're over here, he'd come back occasionally over here, and stuff, but most of the time it's here. So you need to speak to everybody. So I come over here, speak to you, speak over there. His gestures were good and went with what he was talking about, but occasionally when he didn't have like a program gestures, a lot of it is waist level. So you'd have some of that. So make it bigger, put the hands down here when you're not gesturing. But he did an excellent speech. I found it very inspiring. And very vivid images, right? Sand, sun, the sea, sun, dirt, water. You can mix that up and make mud, right? Or you can plant, you can grow something. So it's very good images throughout his presentation. So he showed you what you want to be as a speaker. You want to come out front and talk to people. He's confident enough, he didn't need notes. He gave an excellent speech. He involved everybody by asking questions. He had very good gestures that coincided with